Good morning, good afternoon, world. Benoit here, Shaman Soup. So I hope you all have been enjoying this precious, magical holiday season. It's been a very interesting one for me. I am super inspired to continue my life's work of becoming the most potent individual I can be for the world, for myself, and for the world, for those around me, for my family, for those I've yet to meet. And I want to remind you today to get out into nature. Look at this glorious, 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 glorious beach. It's not that cold out. It's sunny. The forecast is for snow, and you never know it right now because it's just gorgeous. I took a jog over here. Something that I rarely do is put on some sneakers and go for a jog. But I was motivated to get out. I'm in a new neighborhood. I rented a place for a few weeks just to dive deeper into myself and become the best version of me that I could be. I want to love myself more and find out more about myself, what's going on here, you know? I've been living an incredible life up till now, and I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful. And I don't know, I hit some bumps along the road, and one particular bump shot me over to this area that's not on the same road that I was on. I'm actually going to open up and talk about something that's very personal, and that's sobriety. A few years ago, right before the pandemic, I gave up all smoking and drinking of any substance, and it was about 3 years. I had put together 3 years, and that was not my first time around. I had a year or a little more at one point. And in the very beginning, I didn't really understand how important it was for me to just try to get out of that world personally, what it does to me and how it affects me and how it slows down my progress. And as I'm approaching the later years of my life, I feel like I've been doing pretty good, but I need to do more, and I want to do more, and I want to accomplish more. I want to experience more. I want to be stronger for my family and my community and my friends and my students. So I'm proud to announce that today is 20 days completely sober. No alcohol. And although it's legal, and although I played in plenty of reggae bands, I really wasn't smoking much marijuana in my lifetime. Maybe I was in my early 20s into my 30s, and then I dabbled from there. But it's great. If you love it, you love it. If you use it for medical benefits, I could see why. And good for you. You know, same thing with alcohol. But this is me committing to myself and to the world to make it a brighter place. I'm giving it up. Doesn't mean I won't still come out and play music in clubs and get everybody all riled up and having a good time, because I've been there, done that, you know. This is not my first round of sobriety, and I had a lot of fun always playing music, regardless if I was drinking or not. And the stakes are higher, and I'm just feeling amazing, you know. Like, I started doing different things, picking up new hobbies and dreams and aspirations, and you know, I didn't have the means to support ideas before, and I'm just at a point where I could take a little solo vacation and rent a place and decompress, and my family's okay with it, you know. The mother of my child is okay with it because I've been working on these relationships. I've been in touch. They see me. They see what I'm doing. They saw when my light was low and I was dim, and they see me now when my light is, I'm turning it on. I'm turning it on brighter. And what else? I don't want to make this too long, but today's a new day. Every day is a new day. And to the people who feel like I've left them behind, I still love you, and I still appreciate you, and I still adore you, and I will still hang out with you. But I'll just be the designated driver. And if there's times when I want to just be alone and I don't want to be around a bunch of people drinking and partying, and if I need to recharge my batteries, I'm going to take that time and I'm going to hermit mode and stay inside. And maybe I'll compose a song. Maybe I'll teach a lesson. Maybe I'll just get some extra sleep, because that's what was necessary for me at that moment. You know, so what can I say? You know, life, it has its different roads and paths. Oh, check it out. Look at that horseshoe crab just sitting there on the beach there. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling calm. I'm feeling excited at the same time. I haven't been writing music. I've just been learning other people's music this year. I went to Puerto Rico last year. I had a fabulous journey with my partner at the time, and I love her so much. And I wrote a bunch of music. Some of the songs had words, but when I came back, I just felt like I wanted to get an album out with my nylon string guitar, and I wanted it to be like a Brazilian jazz sort of nylon string guitar, flamenco-y type of thing. So in February this year, 2025, I did that. I sat down, I started recording, and I dug in hard and thought about the album cover. I drew something up. I was waiting on my cousin Barry and his son Kai to create something, and I was like impatient, so I drew something and people liked it, and it's pretty cool. I'll share it on this Instagram page. It's me with the cool little French cap on and playing the guitar. But then they sent me one that they were working on together. Barry, who's an amazing artist and always inspired me, and he drew it, and Kai continued to work with it and add to it and then paint it. And that's what you'll see for the album Guitarra. And I put it out on Bandcamp because Bandcamp is a way for artists to sell their music and actually retain some funds for the art they create. It's like if somebody sells a painting, they're not going to just put the painting up on the internet and take a picture of it and put it up and say, hey, everybody, here's my painting. Why don't you spread it around and copy it and paste it and send it to the whole world for free? Oh, wait. Oh, I get a half a penny for it if I do that? Oh, great. And that's what the digital realm is. The platforms like Spotify and Apple Music and all that. You get like a penny for every million plays or whatever. It's really, really horrible. I know they're working towards getting artists more money from that. So, but enough about that. I don't want to be negative. I want to be positive. So thank you to the supporters. There were very, very few supporters that I had. I'll shout out my friend Josh Stix, who's a reggae artist, Jahstix. He was one of the only people to buy my album Guitarra. Apparently it's too hard to log in and make an account or something for some people. But anyway, I'm really proud of that album. And that was my greatest original work in a long time. A couple of other people bought the album, so thanks to those people. I can't remember, but it was really special when Josh Stix bought it because he's a great artist in Long Beach, New York, and the city, and Brooklyn and all over, and he plays a lot of reggae and different stuff. And you know, for another artist to buy your work, it means a lot, you know. So I do that sometimes with other people. I buy their work and I support them. So we got to do that. Us artists got to support each other, you know, spiritually, financially, even physically coming out to a show, maybe, maybe you haven't been out to a show in a long time, it really means a lot. I don't want to play every weekend, but when I do play, it would be great to see some faces, and I get them here and there. But sometimes I'm on a roll, and sometimes it takes a little time to pick up speed. Sometimes your inner circle, maybe they're the people you've been drinking with and running with and smoking or whatever it is, and then you got a new circle, and then those people, they operate differently. And sometimes when you go back to drinking or smoking or whatever, you lose that other inner circle. They're still there, they're still smiling at you, but maybe they're not coming out to the shows. Maybe they don't feel safe. So that's part of my journey. Also to like bridge the gap. If I'm playing somewhere and they have food and they have seltzer that's not alcohol, come on out, hang out. Music is music. People like to dance. You don't need to be effed up to dance. I love dancing. Same thing, like just because I'm not drinking doesn't mean you can't roll up and drink 4 beers in front of me. More power to you. I think it's great. If that's the way you want to do it, that's where you're at in your life, awesome. It supports your happiness, the club. Maybe you got to let loose. Maybe you work hard in a hospital all day long, 7 days a week, and this is your way of unwinding. A lot of babies have been born in this world due to alcohol. What else? So back to original music. So original music, I need to get back to it. I started writing out here. I've only been here since last night. I already jotted down some songs, some ideas, made some recordings. I got up today and I just had this strong desire to play saxophone. So I took my alto out of the case, put it together, warmed it up, and I played through Charlie Parker Omnibook. And I just played through the last part of the book, few new songs. Sometimes I like to open the cover of a book or a book that doesn't need to be read from the front to the back, and I'll start on the back and I'll reverse read. And it was so much fun. I had a nice tone, decent sound. I haven't played the saxophone in so long. And some of you know I picked up the tenor saxophone a few years ago so that I could play with a band called Shattered. They're amazing Rolling Stones tribute band. And thanks to those guys, specifically my friend Dave Plankin, who asked me to play in that group, he kept asking me, a sax player, a sax player? I have messages from him from 2011, and it took me till 2023 or something, or 24, to be like, all right, I'm buying a tenor sax, because I was dabbling, and I think he saw me with the saxophone in some pictures. But the sax was my first musical love, and I feel like a kid again, picking it up. It's so much fun. A lot of you know I'm a guitarist and multi-instrumentalist. I play a lot of different instruments. But the saxophone was my first trained, other than the baritone horn. I did a short stint from 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. I picked up the sax in 7th grade thanks to teachers letting me switch. So I played the sax today, alto, having fun. It was great. I brought my tenor out on the vacation as well, so I'll be practicing that. And I brought my violin. Can't wait to just play the violin because I want to play the violin. Brought my iPad. It's got music on it for all these instruments. I have the internet. I could always look stuff up. There's a piano in this house that I rented, and it's a little out of tune, and I brought my wrench, so I'm going to tune it up for them. I could make adjustments. I'm not like the ultimate piano tuner. I got a guy for that, but that's a skill I just learned by watching and buying a wrench, using my ear. Once you tune a piano and a violin, you could really get into the intricacies of tuning and listening to these waves. See, it's not that cold. You got the birdies taking a little swim. They're loving it. They're like, it's a balmy day. Meanwhile, my fingertips are freezing. I keep putting them in, switching hands, holding the phone. So, Shaman Soup, here we are. Shaman Soup for you. Thanks for listening. If you're tuning in, wherever you are, whenever you are. I've been listening to a lot of great readers and mediums and psychics, and they have inspired me to do this because I have stuff to share. I have wisdom, I have knowledge, I have experience. They call it experience, strength, and hope. But beyond that, I've just been a seeker of all things for a long, long time. And something told me to come out here and to have a sober vacation. And that's what I did. So I'm extremely excited and happy. All right, this has been a long-winded talk with very little wind. It's beautiful out here. Oh, a little bird went in the water. Let's see when they come up. Come on, you hunting? The bird's hunting. Yeah, we're all hunting for something. So I send you love, wisdom, guidance, health, blessings in the new year. Whether you know me or you don't know me, welcome. My name's Benoir, Benoir. I studied French in 8th grade through 10th grade, and I was Benoit, OIT. So that's where I got that. Look, another cool little shell. This is fun. I'm going to take this one with me. I studied French, and I love French language and culture. I've been to Paris. Shout out to my friends, the Ballet family. Shout out to Romuald Filizzo, the bassist who played with me here in New York. Yeah, I love all people. Mi piace tutte persone. I've been to Italy. I've been to many places around the world with music, thanks to music. And I want to go to other places. You know, it's fun to just travel, it's fun to perform. So it's good to combine them. But if I don't combine them, if it's just me, I'm happy. I'm happy to just look at art, look at nature, create art, just be, you know. Such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful world we live in. If you just get off the internet and get off your phone. Meanwhile, here I am on my phone creating this, but at least I'm providing some lovely visuals and soothing messages for you. So carve out some time for you. Tell yourself you love yourself. Give yourself, hold your heart, because that's what I'm doing. I'm loving myself out here, getting away from people, just to be me, just no noise, shutting it all off, no work, and wish you a happy new year. Peace and love. Shaman Soup.